So, we've arrived at the site where the Eden Garden project is being built. As I've mentioned before, this particular project is truly unique in its own way. What really makes Metrofon's project so unique is the fact that they never actually start selling a project, like everyone else does. Usually a project is put up for sale. Sales go on for about 6 months, and only then does construction begin. Metrofon always does it differently. They start the construction process, and then after that, sales begin. That's the reason why this particular project, which has only just recently gone on sale, is already well under construction. And now, at this very moment, we're here at the construction site, and we have a unique opportunity to talk with Sergey, who
Hello.
is the project manager responsible for the architecture and the quality of construction. And another important point to mention here is that, well, as I said earlier, this developer, Metrofon, actually has Russian roots. They've built a lot in Moscow, they build a lot in Sochi, and these are super luxury projects with exceptionally high-end premium finishes and the very latest cutting-edge innovative technologies. And Sergey came here specifically. He's involved in projects in Russia to implement these same advanced technologies here. The construction workers involved in this project are, of course, local people from the area. Some workers also came from Russia, but still, the main goal here is to build to the same high standards as in Russia. That is, to create a truly super luxury project. Sergey, could you tell us a little more? There must be some specifics considering, well, you also build in Sochi, which is near the water, right? Here, the beach is quite close, the climate is a bit different, meaning it's hotter. So are there probably some technologies that differ from construction in Russia, for example, in Sochi?
Well, first of all, when designing this project, we carefully applied all our extensive knowledge and also took into account the seismic, location of this zone.
And do you get small earthquakes here at all?
We don't just get small ones. We can get quite large earthquakes here.
There haven't been any major ones like ever, right? We get small ones sometimes.
Right, small ones, yes. But we still use the highest standards for seismic activity, and that's precisely why, instead of using a strip foundation like everyone else does here, we actually built a reinforced concrete slab. This distributes the load on the building during any seismic activity, making it considerably more stable. It's more expensive, but we don't skimp on quality.
Got it. Is there anything else like that for you?
Yes, in addition, we only use high-quality materials from trusted suppliers, and we use waterproofing.
And about the materials, a question. Are they local or imported?
Well, they're partly local, like the concrete and blocks, they make those here. But the waterproofing, paints, that's all imported from Spain, America.
By the way, I want to point out to our viewers that the project has CONFOTUR status. CONFOTUR is actually a huge plus for buyers. It means no taxes at all. But it's also a significant plus for the developers, because when they import materials, for example, such as from Europe, if the project has CONFOTUR status, they do not have to pay any import taxes on those materials. So in this project, it's become possible to use, imported materials without raising the price of the apartments because of the tax-free import of those materials. And that's very important, so the prices here are just excellent. Let's walk around a bit and see what's been built so far.
Yes, of course.
How many buildings will there be here in total?
There will be 15 buildings in total. Right now, this is the pilot building we're constructing.
So this is the first building, but what's the general layout? Where's the entrance? Is this the main one?
The main entrance will be right here. So where we are now, this area will be the parking lot, and it will go all the way to that fence. In the middle, we'll have a clubhouse and a large swimming pool. We're now working on the second floor.
And the pool will run along this entire area, and the buildings will be arranged like this.
Yes, around the pool, yes, the buildings will be arranged. Right now, we're making a showroom so that people can come and see.
So, right in the first building, there will be one finished apartment you can enter.
Yes, it's in the final stages right now. We can actually go up and take a look.
Is there any kind of seasonality for construction in Punta Cana generally?
That's what's convenient here. There is no seasonality, so you can build here absolutely year-round.
So there's no seasonality at all then?
None at all. It rains sometimes, but even that is very rare.
In every building here, this is another unique aspect, there's an elevator. Usually low-rise projects don't have elevators.
Yes, we definitely made sure.
What about the elevators? Are they European elevators?
Yes, the elevators will be Spanish-made, as you asked. We also spent quite a long time choosing and decided on a certified high-quality elevator supplier. We already have an agreement with them. They're simply waiting on us at the moment.
There are like 2 phases as far as I know, right? So they will be
2 stages of construction, yes.
2027 and 2028 in the summer, right?
Yes. We've basically split our project in half. The first stage will be 8 buildings constructed and delivered.
This side?
This side, yes. And the second stage is the 7 on that side. But it's not like 8 will be built first and then 7 separately. Everything will be done in parallel. It's just that the 8 will be delivered, well, a year earlier.
Got it, earlier. Okay, well, let's go up. Another unique feature of this project is that there are terraces here. And usually in many projects, there are terraces on the roof, but they are only available for purchase when you buy a penthouse, for example, and you get that total area including the terrace. What's unique here is that you can buy practically any apartment in the complex and, at the same time, purchase a terrace separately. The terraces here are wonderful, and by the way, we can also take a look at the view that opens up. So, well, it's not exactly close. It's about 1 kilometer to the ocean, but nevertheless, you can see the ocean from the terrace. And look, here's what I was saying again, about the development, the overall concept for developing this area. It's practically brand new. So one complex has already been built here, another one is over there, and to the side, that's a new complex which is already almost completely sold out, and construction has started there. And that will also be a modern luxury complex. So what's important is that when you leave the project to go to the beach, and there will be a transfer service with golf carts, you won't have to deal with what you see when you buy somewhere in the center of Punta Cana, for example. Your project might be wonderful, everything is beautiful, but as soon as you step outside, you see old houses, shacks, and so on. Here, in this area, everything will be new. And that's very important because when an area is on the rise, the prices change too. It's important to get into an area right when it's starting to be developed. And that's what's happening here. I can't say it's the very, very beginning, but then again, when you get into a project at the absolute start, you end up having to wait a very, very long time until the area is fully built out. Here, we're right in the middle of that process. A lot has already been built, and there's still a lot to do, but in 3 to 4 years, this whole territory will be completely developed with everything brand new, and the location is just magnificent, right next to the beach, the jungle, and so on. It's a place for relaxation, it's peaceful, and everything here will be great. And the price of the apartments will change significantly. All right, so we've seen these wonderful terraces. Now let's go down and see how an apartment is being built. There's one unit that the developer is building out as a showroom, one that you'll be able to walk into when it's finished. It's still under construction right now, but we'll see what technologies are being used in this apartment, what construction techniques, and what sets this developer apart from other developers in Punta Cana.
That's right. Yes, right now we've prepared the showroom apartment. So the lines for the air conditioning have been run here. Everything is hidden, so you can't see anything.
In each room has own air conditioner, right?
Yes, own air condition.
Is it European system?
Yes, and even in the 1-bedroom apartments, we're putting in 2 bathrooms. So we have one that is, so to speak, this is the main bathroom. Like a half bath.
No, does this one belong to the bedroom? Not to the bedroom, this one is for the living area.
As we move on here, we're looking at a 1-bedroom unit right now. Here, for the bedroom, there's a separate bathroom with a shower and the bedroom space itself. So basically, we're in the apartment now.
A one bedroom apartment that is, I don't remember, what's the size?
78 square meters, so that's a pretty big 1-bedroom.
And it actually has 2 bathrooms in total, a guest 1 and 1 in the master bedroom. By the way, for your reference, going back to the prices, this is probably the lowest price in the White Sands area. This is a large new area and everything is being built completely new. So its advantage is that when it's finished, there won't be any old properties here. Practically everything will be new. The villas, the complexes, and this isn't the only developer selling here, but in this price category, well, it's impossible to find a 1-bedroom of this size for, I believe, $137,000, $138,000. And there are still some of those apartments available, although the 1-bedrooms are selling out very fast.
And Another big difference from local builders is that this project uses forced ventilation in the wet areas where the bathroom is located. So there will be an electric exhaust fan.
I was just about to ask about that because I've dealt with many developers and I don't know why, but for some reason it's customary in the Dominican Republic that, well, first of all, there's always a window in the bathroom. That's good, right? But for some reason, other developers seem to think that, well, to let the humidity out of the bathroom, you just crack open the window. Where we're from, in Canada, America, or Russia, we're used to having a switch for a fan that pulls that moisture, after a shower outside. But for some reason, that's not standard practice in the Dominican Republic. And Sergey just said that in this project, they will have that. And that's excellent, a huge plus.
Just like the kitchen vents, we actually have all of them.
So the vent goes outside, not just...
Our vent goes outside? To the roof? Yes. And everything will be controlled by an electric switch.
I understand that Metroside hired such an experienced technologist to lead this project for a reason, so that everything is just at the same level as it's done in Europe.
We try, yes, to apply all our knowledge here.
With that, we conclude our filming from the construction site. The first building is under construction, and the other buildings will start construction soon. The completion of this project is scheduled for 2027 to 2028, depending on the building. And now we'll go check out the location. That is, we'll see just how close it is to the beach, and also what kind of beach it is, including a quick look at its features. Well, we've finally arrived at the beach that is closest to the Eden Garden project. It's a truly beautiful, absolutely stunning beach called Arena Blanco. To the left is another part of the beach called Arena Gorda. What's interesting here? First of all, it's never crowded here. There's white sand here. I can't say it's always calm. There are sometimes small waves like these, but in general, the water here is a very pleasant color. And importantly, in Punta Cana right now, many beaches have a lot of seaweed. There's very little seaweed here. It appears sometimes, but very little. This area of the beach where the villa is now has been bought out, and a small area, about 100 meters of beach, will be a new beach club under construction. So there will be swimming pools for relaxation and enjoyment, as well as restaurants where residents and guests can dine and socialize, and all of these amenities are part of the White Sands area. This means that every property owner in Eden Garden will, in the future, have access to the beach club, once it has been constructed and is officially open for use. Some people like the more civilized and comfortable experience on the beach with restaurants and swimming pools. Others prefer a quieter, more deserted beach because it's never very crowded here. You can always find a peaceful spot. Look, today is Saturday, and this is probably the busiest time for this beach. And even so, there really aren't that many people here today. I mean, honestly, I'd say there are very few people, especially when you compare it to the beaches of Punta Cana, right? And it's absolutely wonderful for swimming. There's a fantastic breeze here from the ocean, and there's always cool, refreshing air coming in. So the beach is very good, and this is the beach for those who will live in White Sands in general, and specifically in the Eden Garden project. Another big advantage of this beach is that it's very, very long. It's several kilometers of coastline. For those who like to walk in the mornings, for example, when I come to Punta Cana, I really love to take a walk on the beach. So, this is a paradise for those who love walking along the ocean. You can probably walk for an hour in one direction and an hour in the other. Likewise, you can swim. There are no restrictions here at all.